Welcome back to Popcorn and Beers. We've got a twofer on your butter on top with Hoppers, the animated movie. Out way too early to be nominated, but we'll see if Jordan thought it was great. And of course, I went to the theaters and saw Bride and my drunk classic, The Secret of My Success. Let's go. All right. Well, welcome back to your Auntie Vera's niece's nephew's favorite movie podcast. That's right. This is Popcorn and Beers, where some use tomatoes and others use thumbs. We use the stuff that gets you drunk.
See this?
I don't know.
Can you see
were
that?
You gonna shotgun it? Oh my god!
There's a little piece of glass that pierced my can down there. So I'm not gonna throw it in the outside area. Oh, maybe it'll. Let's see. Let's do the test. Science has sealed the hole.
The pressure.
What? All right.
So we got one extremely inappropriate for children, butter on top, and one just for the kids, butter on top. So Josh, as somebody that did not get to the theater this week, which one would you like to start with?
Let's start with the fun one.
I don't know what that means.
It's a subjective fun.
I think it's Hoppers. I think it's
Hoppers.
Hoppers.
Okay, Hoppers. So yeah, I went to the drive-in theater, saw this one, and drive-in theaters is happening, man. That's where
Drive-in
it's at.
theater seems like it's banging for you, man. It's like a seasonal thing for me, but in the Bay Area, I guess the weather's always nice.
Oh, it's nice out here, and it is packed, man. Which was like, I've never been a drive-in theater goer, but I'm starting to see some of the hurdles that come with attending a drive-in theater, like the person that pulls up right in front of you with a massive SUV and opens their trunk so that they can sit inside the trunk and just blocks the entire screen. I'm like, I will
What
kill
the
you.
hell?
Inconsiderate. Inconsiderate.
It's wild.
They should have to park in the back. They should have to park in the back.
They should have to go back to where they come from.
But this is for the kids, right? So you can't cause a scene. Hoppers, okay?
Did
The
you take
movie
your
was
daughter?
Hoppers. I did.
You did? Yeah. So, you know what's funny? Jordan, when were you born again?
94.
So, when did the Three Musketeers come out? I think this was one of Josh's drunk classics.
93, 92.
It can't be right.
95 maybe.
And I wonder when it came out, because I've got a memory of either Auntie Kim being pregnant with you and us all seeing the Three Musketeers, or
93.
yeah, so she must have been pregnant with you. When's your birthday, Jordan?
April
No,
3rd.
that's away online.
What is your social security number?
Send us a picture of your asshole.
Sorry.
Yeah.
So I just think it's cool. It's kind of full circle that drive-in theaters make a comeback just in time for you to have a kid of your own, and you're sitting at the drive-in theaters with your child watching a movie, and I've got a memory of literally being at the drive-in theater with your mother pregnant with you.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Dude, that's a drink link.
That is a drink link.
All right, back to the Hoppers.
Yeah, so is Disney Pixar, and the marketing was good for this. They really had me on the hook. It looked fun. It looked like it was going to be a real banger. And it was good. It was solid. Look, I was just here for all the beaver jokes.
Hey.
Right. I was here for
How
all
many
the
were there?
Dude, I saw one on my run today,
Yeah. You saw a beaver on your run?
but a furry one. I mean, damn it, a real one. Gosh, the ones that eat wood. Damn it.
Oh. Yeah, there's a line that one of the animals drops. The whole point of this movie is basically they give it away in the trailer. It's Avatar, right?
Okay.
They're like, it's like Avatar.
Animal talk.
No, it's not like Avatar. It's like Avatar, right? They can go into animal bodies, and they're trying to save the forest, and yada yada yada. Hijinks ensue. There is a meeting of the animal council, right? And the different animals represent different types, like the fish king, the land king, the bug king, whatever, you know what I mean? And they're having a council of these guys. I don't know, what is it, like the freaking fish king or something? they're having the meeting, and he's like, "Okay, solid." He's like, "Good meeting, short. Bad meeting, long." And that is, if you've ever been in like corporate or like any kind of meeting setting, very, very on the head line there. And it just goes to like there's a lot of adult jokes and
That's good.
references, things like that that are there's something for everybody in this movie, I'll say.
I think we're slowly making a return to crude comedy, which is I'm excited about it with the trailer of Scary Movie dropping and Bert Kirscher
Kreischer.
Br-
Kreischer with his
Bert
show.
Brunt Clunker.
I want Josh to watch it to see what his reaction is because Josh is very like as much as he doesn't appear so he has a better PC alarm than most do. So I want to see what his take on it is. But yeah, man, I'm kind of excited about it because in all honesty, this was my favorite kind of comedy was like crude comedy. But I
Mm.
always understood that it's just a joke. I never thought that they were punching down. I thought that they were
Well,
trying to make us laugh.
of course, but you're saying it's not exactly crude. It's just, is that right? It's like office humor
What? Which
or
one? This movie?
hoppers.
Hoppers, no,
Hoppers.
but he said there's a jokes for adults in there, so I'm happy that
Yeah.
basically I use that as a bridge because I'm glad animated movies are
Right,
bringing back
right.
adult jokes again. Like, remember Shrek had quite a few
Yeah.
adult jokes in it and films
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
And then they went really too far in one that I'll talk about later on today, where it's just like, okay, God, I can't even watch this. It's so much for kids.
Mm.
And
Yeah.
now they're starting to throw some of this stuff back out there, and that pendulum, I'm hoping it's starting to swing again.
Okay.
Yeah. And like the line, the good meeting is short line, it's a very short movie. It's a very
Mm.
short movie. So you really can't be too mad, right? When something is not excellent, if it's short, you can counteract that, right? If it's a short thing, if you're in and out, you're like, okay, right? Not too much of a commitment here. And so yeah, it was an hour and 40 minutes. You're in and out. It's gets to the point and it doesn't really leave anything to be desired. It was fine. There's another really, really intelligent kind of joke that if you don't know certain things, which I think everybody knows at this point, you miss it, right? One of the guys freaking out, and the little beaver's like, "Oh my God, here he's freaking out! Smell my oils!" And it's like he puts his hands in his face, and he's like, "Oh God, it smells like vanilla."
Is that a Gwyneth Paltrow joke? Sorry.
There's a whole, yeah, I know what you mean. There's a huge cast in this. It's a very SNL cast. Melissa Villaseñor, Bobby Moynihan. You got Dave Franco, John Hamm, Dimitri Martin, Meryl Streep, Heidi Klum, right? On and on and on. Lots of names in this. It's pretty good. Like it wasn't the best job, but it's just a lot of recognizable voices. Everybody are like, I
Yeah.
know that voice, but I'm not sure who it is, right?
Mhm.
I enjoyed it. I wouldn't mind having this on in the background. My kid was a little bit older, kind of just like rewatching this and rewatching it. Like it's the kind of movie where it's like you might find something kind of funny, another line every time you watch it. So I give Hoppers a popcorn in one. It was really cool animation. So
It's
popcorn
no
in one.
it's no Wild Robot, which the sequel has just been announced and is coming out soon.
Yeah. Wild Robot was great though. Really good.
I don't know about animated sequels other than like Shrek 2
I
and
hate
Toy Story
how
2.
there's a couple good sequels,
Yeah,
but
there's a
yeah,
couple.
Shrek 2. Let's move on.
Yeah.
Let's
Popcorn in
move
one
to the
movie.
bride. And Maggie Gyllenhaal, writer director, has some things to say about men in Hollywood. But did she say it? My answer is going to lean towards the no side, as much as she talks about how men in this world give her a brain attack. I started to feel bad for her and wonder what has happened to her in Hollywood. What has happened to
You
all the women in Hollywood?
chauvinist
First of all,
pig.
like it's pretty terrible, and I really wish this movie hit because I know what it was trying to do and I know what it was trying to say. It just didn't do it well. It was going for female Joker and it landed in female Joker folle deux. It was that. It was like they break
Oh,
it.
they do.
Just say you hate women, man. It's fine.
Yeah, dude hates women. I've been saying it for years.
So what's funny is if you guys are reading, there is a segment of the critics that really enjoyed it, and there's a segment of the critics that hated it. Thus, 50% or lower everywhere else, and I'm going to give it a lower. But one of the funnier things I've seen is Jessie Buckley, who is also in Hamnet, and she's set to win the Best Actress award. She's going to win the Oscar. People were saying because this film was so bad,
Yeah,
they should take it
yeah.
away.
That's stupid. Come on. That's so dumb.
There's a lot that goes on. Christian Bale's accent changes like midway through the film. Yeah,
That's not like
it
him.
goes from like Bavaria, Germany region to British to Chicago mobster. And I'm just like, okay, man, like he's Frankenstein, but they didn't like rip out his tongue and switch his accent. All right. So there's that's going on. There's an interesting obsession with films, and even that character who's supposed to be like the male that she would like to be with, the male that saves her, is this monster known as Frankenstein. Even he's like kind of terrible in the movie. Like he starts off good and then it's like, nah, it's a fake. Men are terrible, even him. And it goes through a lot of different things that are important, like announcing the atrocities and abuses that have happened to women throughout time. However, it's doing it through the lens of this woman before she's a reanimated corpse being possessed, even though she's not in any way related to Mary Shelley. All right. And I was like, right there, I was kind of like, I don't know if I'm on board for this. I see they're going for
Yeah.
something artistic and there's going to be a possession here, but I don't know if I like this, because at first I thought it was going to be a narration open. I was like, okay, cool. We're going to do a little bit of a narration. All right. I'm down for that. Let's see this. Let's get a little history lesson here. Cool. Nope. Possession. And it's not going to last just one scene. She's possessed by Mary Shelley throughout the entire film. And they turn her into like a thesaurus, and she, like, when she starts going through her spasms with Mary Shelley possessing her, she starts throwing out different words because she's having a brain attack. But sorry, the movie's called Brain. I don't know if you read the actual title, right? And then
Brain
it's
Are we
so
supposed to know
the
enough
dialogue.
about?
Go ahead.
Sorry, are we supposed to know enough about Mary Shelley? Like, yes, we know she wrote it, and like you may know a couple things about her, but like, are we supposed to know enough about her to really like get that? Like, she's possessed by Mary Shelley. Like, okay, I must
Like,
write Frankenstein the book.
Yeah, I don't know enough about her. I know, like,
It's
because
like,
of the
what?
movie, I guess she died of brain cancer. Like, that's one thing I learned. It wasn't as well done as they thought it was, you know?
Yeah. Sorry.
All right. So when they're going through all of these, look how terrible men are, the dialogue it's going for, um, it's going for artistic and engaging, and it comes across as simple. And there's even, like I said, as she's having one of these brain attacks and reciting different words with the same meaning, Christian Bale literally has a line that goes, "Your vocabulary is very good." And I'm like, I don't know that he needed that. That doesn't need to be said. Like, let's just go through this. Let's be artistic and let the audience observe this. You don't need to call it out there. And I mean, there's skits where they break into dance and start singing and dancing. And then there's also he's dying of loneliness, and that's why Frankenstein has sought this out. It's leaning so heavily also with her message on the oppression of women that it needs to do a good job at that. It needs to do a better job of pushing that message. And in going for heavy-handed, it comes across leaving the audience wanting. We get what you were trying to say, but did you deliver this point effectively? And the answer is no.
Mm. Sounds weird.
It's a big miss. Go ahead.
No, no.
The whole thing sounds weird. The
Yeah.
review was kind of painful. Like I didn't like anything you talked about.
I had high hopes. I did. I had high hopes for this.
Me too.
I mean, there's elements of Frankenstein developing some jealousy traits, but at the end of the day, if we really boil it down, there's not a single good man in the world, not one. Okay, and men will continue to oppress women throughout time, and they do this through the lens of Penelope Cruz's detective character, primarily through the lens of Buckley's
Never
the
mind.
bride character. But it's just it doesn't effectively hammer home the point in a way that's going to capture the audience that actually needs to watch this. And we've been through this with films before, right? Where we've talked about, like, we see the audience you're going for, but they're just
Yeah.
going to shut this off because you're not doing it effectively. You're going to get the audience you expect to get, and that is it. So,
Well,
The Bride.
2 movies with major major advertising budgets. Sorry,
yeah.
2 movies with major advertising budgets, right? That really sold their movies well, but did not quite deliver on those
Yeah.
promises, those expectations, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta wonder, who's the genius making those trailers, because they looked really good. You know
They
what I
were
mean?
saying Hoppers was supposed to be the funniest DreamWorks movie, which, you know, of course they say that every time, but I've
Yeah.
actually they sold that to me. I was like, oh my God, this is gonna be hilarious. And it was fine. It was okay.
It was fine.
Even the death
It was
scene
no
of The
Shrek.
Bride was oversold. I will say that in the trailer. Like, even that is
Mm.
oversold. Because in the actual movie, I'm just kind of like, that was kind of anticlimactic. That was
Yeah.
kind of lame.
Mm.
I
I'm
thought it was going to be
actually
much bigger.
I'm actually insulted now. Like, I'm getting angry thinking like Shrek exists and they're saying this is the funniest
Trek
movie.
exists.
What? They're saying this was the funniest ever? Get out of
Yeah.
here. Yeah.
All right, so
Trek
we're going to give The
exists.
Bride, we're going to give The Bride a popcorn. And let's move right into, I don't think either of you had seen The Secret of My Success, correct?
No.
I found out that I have seen one scene of this movie before.
I
when
have
was
seen
a
one
kid.
scene of this movie. Yeah.
I'm
that's
wondering if
true.
it's the same scene that's a trope that led to a lot of tropes in a lot of different movies,
I
because
wonder
that
as well.
scene is pretty famous. So Josh, let's go with you first on this, and I'll explain why I picked it here in a bit. Just because Jordan and I are exhausted from having to give reviews that we thought were going to spark some interest, and instead they just depressed our audience.
Well, The Secret of My Success had, by the way, you talk about 50%. This was a 46% critics rating. That's kind of rough for an old movie.
Yeah.
Yes.
But it fits, though. This movie, like, the long and short of everything is that this movie had seemingly every ingredient possible to be a great movie. It didn't make the mark, though, dude.
Yeah.
This is not a good movie. I'd say it's borderline bad.
Yeah.
But it's not so bad that you stop watching it, because it's, first of
It
all,
had
it's
all
not
the ingredients. It just didn't stir them together.
Yeah,
They just dumped them on top and just left it,
just
served it like
gave-
that.
They boiled
like
it. They boiled it, and they boiled it on too high a temperature, so they split.
Yeah.
No, it's like on Sunny in Philadelphia when DeVito has to eat all the ingredients of a cake, but not a cake. He has to just eat the flour and the eggs. I'm sick from all that cake stuff. But yeah, it's still charming. It's charming as hell. The whole movie is charming. So it has that, but not that you're walking away from like, oh, I'm glad I watched that. What? I don't know. Michael J. Fox, when he's very, very young, and he has Eddie Murphy energy, not like they're the same, but like nobody else can match that charisma, but maybe young Eddie Murphy. Like there's a reason that everyone loves Michael J. Fox, because like he has just such a lovable aura.
He's got the rid.
He's got that riz, dude.
Yeah. The
Anyway,
Nikes in the suit at the end.
Mm.
Yeah. Weird love quadrangle situation.
Very weird. Very
That's
weird.
one of the weirdest things I've ever seen in a movie. And how like casual the whole thing was. The whole thing was very strange. The scene that I had seen before, I think it was just in passing, walking by the TV. Michael J. Fox is arguing with a girl character. I say that because she's not much of a character. It's not the actress's fault. It's the writer's. But she says she has low blood sugar. And when I was a kid, I was like, what the hell does that even mean? Because I was a kid. But anyway, I don't know. The movie starts off with this style, with like the Sex in the City, the talking head thing with the parents.
Mm-hmm.
and then it just abandons that. Like, okay, we're not doing that. This was like kind of a John Hughes situation. I don't know. The whole movie was just pieces of different styles of the 80s.
Yeah.
This was a collage, a photo album of the 80s. This is the year I was born, and I say this every time. I love seeing old New York, and this did not disappoint. This was full of so many camera montage shots. Whoever was the cinematographer had a lot of fun. It's
Lots
a
of
popcorn
montages
movie.
too, man.
Yeah, plenty. Like way too many.
Montage.
Way too many. That's all. Yeah, popcorn.
Popcorn. All right, Jordan, your first time watching it?
Yeah, it was a big popcorn, but look, there's interesting, funny little bits of that. Like he's a victim of DEI, right? Are you a black woman?
Yeah. Wow. Yeah.
Yeah. um, and this is every kind of them, the whole mailroom guy's attitude towards, the
Yeah.
suits. You don't want to be a suit. Like when I was a custodian at a high school, right? This is like it's basically the same attitude towards like the administration and the teachers and stuff. It was like, oh, you don't never talk to them, you never look at them, blah 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 blah. And then I became a teacher.
Yeah.
Weird. But the whole guy's mantra is like, oh, I can do it in 30 minutes, but he thinks it takes 2 hours.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's what you do, baby. Yeah.
But the whole movie, I'm really confused. Like, what is his scheme actually? Like I don't know if I blinked and I missed, like, okay, he just inhabited an office and that is all it takes to convince this massive Fortune 500 company that you're just some guy that works there.
That's the thing. This movie, I think it's not. It doesn't justify remaking it, but it's waiting for that because the tools were there. They show that he's reading people's mail, but they show it so ambiguously. They show that he has expertise, but they show that ambiguously. It's all just like they don't focus on the cool parts. Like the cool part is how like show us how he did that shit.
How he did it was not
the
enough.
charisma sold it though, right? In the boardroom, like his charisma was able to sell like he belongs here. So a lot of times, like I've met a lot of people in C-suites where I'm like, oh, you're stupid. Like I have literally like, and I'm just like, you just have.
They have that. Hey,
just that rizz that lets them go ahead and climb their way to the top. Like these are people. A lot of people, even in this boardroom, like have failed their way to the top. Like sometimes it doesn't matter what school you were able to graduate from. You can still be stupid.
Oh yeah, for sure. I like that how they showed it with his. I mean, it was so cartoony, but the boss's cronies, like they were all just bumbling idiots.
Yeah.
He's conducting the people next door banging. Like,
Yeah.
That goes on for way too long. Like, do we need?
There's a lot of way too long.
Yeah.
Pops the beer.
The weird comb over guy. This guy's the worst comb over in the boardroom. It was literally a piece of hair that wrapped around, like one strand of hair that wrapped in a circle around his head. So bad. And then I know this is the scene that you're talking about that's probably been done a lot, is the door switching, the room switching thing.
Yes, yeah. That's the scene I thought most people had seen before because that scene has been troped and copied in so many movies and even
I think
TV
it's funny
shows after it.
I think they did it pretty good, just how there's no talking for a lot of it, kind of thing.
Yeah. It's very like hee-haw or something, you know?
Yeah. But the scene that I had seen before, and I don't know why or where, is the scene where the elevator opens up and he's in his boxers and he just flexes.
Flexing?
Like, what? Why does he flex though? I didn't get it. I was like, okay, was that less weird?
I think that's the point though, for you to be confused. Like, what did I just see? Like, what's going on here?
So, but like how they kind of rush through the scheme, they rush through the conclusion of it all. Right? It does. It's very like they kind of pull the movie and end it like in 5 minutes. It seems like.
Yeah.
Just
quick wrap up.
Yeah. So I give it a popcorn.
Put a bow on it. How about that meet cute, guys? How awkward was that meet cute at the water fountain, right? just the devilish eye contact he's making with her while she's drinking water.
And then he bursts into her office.
Yeah.
As
But they
far
need
as
you to believe he held eye contact with her for
Yeah.
so long. She finished her water and still walked outside, and he's still standing up against the wall.
when he does burst into her office, though, that scene where she's like clever and witty with him,
Yeah.
that's where her character ends. Like, that was cool. She's like, oh, she's like got personality. She's spunky. She's smart. And then
Yeah.
like the rest of the movie was just her like being like, I don't know about that. Like, what happened to the cool? Anyway.
She is plot device.
Yeah.
Yeah, for
Girl
sure.
character.
For sure. I love the 80s little look at what a boss in the mailroom looks like. Did you guys catch that while he's got his feet up on his desk, he's got a Budweiser to the right of him, and he's got a heater that he's just ripping? Like, Budweiser and a heater just going crazy. And the little chase scene where he's trying to catch him doing the wrong thing up and down the stairs.
Yeah.
Like, the dude attempted murder on his boss. He tripped him down 2 flights of stairs. So there's a couple montages here, and one of the montages that we get is him showing how great he is at business at the house party and in the Hamptons or wherever they're at, right? And they can't actually make Michael J. Fox memorize or learn all these lines about business. So what do? Let's montage it and just show him being charismatic and making people laugh. And a little doggy tries to bite him. And then the next thing, he's holding the dog. Like, that's a much easier route to take than making him memorize all these facts about business and appear smart. We can't get called out on a montage. Like, let's just throw it into a montage.
Baby. Man, the 80s loved their montages.
Yes. And the way I actually did like kind of the female empowerment behind Aunt Vera. Like, she wanted to eat his soul from his body every time she saw him.
Yeah, besides the weird parts, she was actually probably the most interesting character.
Yeah.
Was she hot,
and
though?
smartest? Like, she was way more intelligent than the Harvard grad that's supposed to be the main female paramour, if you will. Like, she had a plan, man. Like, she put him in front of all the business execs. She knew exactly what she was going to do to get Howard out of the role of and I love his pouting. I love his pouting when she's firing him. But honey, we can work through this. Like, he immediately becomes weak. I also loved, guys, there were so many characters that you recognize from other movies or from other ancillary roles running around this movie. Like, you're like, oh, I recognize that guy. I know she's from something, right? There was a lot of that going on. And then, yes, Jordan, you highlighted it, the old door trope and the conclusion there. And what does he say? If somebody calls me a bimbo one more time, what is it? That was a $3,500 base, bimbo.
Bitch.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny, and I chose this movie because my grandmother passed away a couple years ago. Grandma Bonnie passed away a couple years ago. And she had me watch this because she loved Michael J. Fox. And I watched this and I was like, I want to be that. I want to be that person that people just want to be around, that makes people happy, that like hypes people up. Because if you watch his character, he doesn't really diminish anybody. He doesn't make he's not like, that person's an idiot or that person's dumb. He really like hypes up people. Like, he hypes up his secretary. He hypes up her. He makes people feel good about themselves, even if they're in a lower performing role.
Yes, he actually his character was great because he was just an uplifting person. He always found the good. He always made the good path, blah, 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 blah. So that's cool. He is a great role model for sure.
Yeah. So it was fun movie. Like I said, those white Nikes in the tuxedo. I love that at the end. I also love when they're on the ferry, when he's on the ferry with her and he stands on his tiptoes to meet her eye line. Like, he makes a show of it. I was like, get it, short king. You better get it.
Yeah.
And what brought this movie wasn't just that it was my grandma's, one of her favorites, but it was also Michael J. Fox is on the new season of Shrinking. And I was like, you know what? Like, yeah, Josh has said before that we don't highlight great actors enough in our drunk classics. I think he said that in pre-production meeting. I don't think he's ever said it on the show. But this is one I was like, man, we haven't had a Michael J. Fox flick on a drunk classic, and that's kind of criminal because I mean, he has a lot of films that perhaps, whether good or bad, should be drunk classics.
Sure.
All right, so let's go to what we were watching, and let's kick it off with Jordan. Jordan, what were you watching?
One last note. I'm so sorry. Secret of my success. Don't tell mom the babysitter's dead. Did it better. That's my last comment. It's the same, almost the same premise, but better.
Good job encouraging our audience to go see this week's drunk classic. Go ahead, Jordan.
I watched The Twits. The Twits is the animated film on Netflix, and it is an adaptation of the Roald Dahl classic movie, or not movie, classic book. I remember loving this book as a kid, but I don't really remember the book. I was a big Roald Dahl fan. If you don't know, he wrote Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, and the sequel that many don't know, Charlie and the Great Glass Elevator, the BFG, many classic books.
All those Anderson
Borrowers? Was he the Borrowers guy?
made those Netflix specials last year.
Yes, Wes Anderson.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't remember the book enough to know how like accurate or like what it was compared to the book, but there were bits where I was like, I think that was like actually part of the book. I think they stray a bit from the source material. They try to introduce some musical elements. It's not good. There's like two random songs, musical numbers in this that are just bad. But the animation,
random.
super random. The animation is refreshing. It's really cool animation. It's almost like the Ninja Turtles, the Mutant Mayhem kind of style. It's like a hybrid between that and like just like a regular kind of DreamWorks type thing. It was cool. I really liked the animation style. You do have a pretty solid voice cast. Emilia Clarke, Game of Thrones, Cersei.
Yeah.
Not Cersei. What's her name? Danny. Yeah.
Targaryen.
Right. Natalie Portman is in this. Mantzoukas, Alan Tudyk, right?
Wow.
College
Mantzoukas
kids.
can be in any animated
Dude.
role as a voiceover actor that he wants.
Dude, look at his track record. He's got like 50 plus voices.
I thought he was in Hoppers, but it was actually John Hamm doing his best Jason Mantzoukas impression because it sure sounds like him a lot. This is crude, right? It's crude humor. I mean, of course, if you know anything, Willy Wonka's pretty crude in some of its humor and jokes, especially the Johnny Depp one.
Yeah.
It's just constant gross out jokes like, did you just rip a greasy fart? Kind of stuff. Like that was, I mean, I laughed when they said it. And it just, the premise is just nowhere, right? There's a lot of reference to like, these Roald Dahl books, this universe is all connected, right? Oh, we got these weird creatures from Lupa Land, and then they just kind of like brush past that. Like everybody knows that this is a real
Everyone
place.
knows Lupa Land.
Yeah.
Duh.
So yeah, it's just,
I'm gonna give
it's
you
a movie that you
look
don't
ahead if you
need.
keep it up.
You don't need to pay attention to this movie to kind of get it. It feels like it drags on a bit long. Worth one watch. Never again. One time, never again. The Twits gets a popcorn, I guess.
One popcorn.
Yeah.
Maybe. If you're
The
feeling
animation,
froggy.
yeah, the cool animation is not enough to carry this movie. It's just didn't really have a plot.
Okay. Let me rattle off two really quick. These are, one's semi-new and one is brand new on Netflix. So we'll start with the brand new on Netflix, starring Josh's big, beefy Jack Reacher, Alan Ritchson. This is War Machine.
Why is he mine?
And Netflix is really leaning in to the AI writing. I swear. This movie has so many military inaccuracies ever. Let me just give you a line, Josh. There's a young lady that made it. She's the only girl, and it's kind of like, it feels like they shouldn't even have this character because this character was demeaning to women. Because it's like they just threw her in the movie because they're like, we need a woman. We need a woman that makes it. It wasn't like G.I. Jane style. It's just like, we need a woman to make it all the way to the end, so we have a woman in the movie. That's disrespectful. You just turned her into your token. Anyway.
She's just hyperventilating the whole time.
So here's the line she delivers, Josh. So they're talking about like military intelligence, and she has a line. She goes, "Yeah, blah blah blah. You'll never know, or it's not what you think." And he goes, "How would you know that?" And she goes, "Yeah, before I tried out for the Rangers, I was DOD." Let's just talk about this. I was also DOD as a counselor. Do you know how many DOD jobs there are? Lots of DOD. They're not like, it's not like, oh, I'm DOD, so I was big, tough, and intelligent. No, she could have been a postal worker for the DOD. Like it's the dumbest line ever. And then they make it seem as though all these troops are brand new and green. No, they're all coming from other units to try out to be an Army Ranger. They've been in the military for at least over a year, and some of them don't even understand military dynamics. I'm like, this is littered with. We've got a dog and a cat this week. This is littered with inaccuracies.
Litter. I get it. The cat shows up and he says, "Litter."
This cat's fucking breath smells like litter. Get out of here.
With War Machine, somebody has to stop the corny writing that is going on in Hollywood. That is insanely unrelatable, and no one talks like this. This is just the open is insane the way it begins. It's just so silly the way they start this. And I said it must be AI because people have to realize that no humans would ever speak to each other like this. I don't have the time or energy to even go into everything wrong with the opening of this film. And then I have a line right here. Well, in the middle of the movie, I go, hold on a second. Is this just mech assault? That's what this movie becomes. This movie just becomes humans versus mech assault. And do you guys remember the video game Mech Assault?
Yeah, Dave and Buster's.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Mech Assault. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, Mech Assault.
Yeah.
It's like the alien technology. You never see an alien. It's just like a robot body, right? And this robot like mech has all like the same weapons that a mech from the video game has. And I'm like, so we're just fighting robots. It takes this robot murders like 80 trainees for Rangers and takes out a bunch of like trained Ranger cadre, right? And then it's like, we can take them out because we know how to pour gravel into vents. Anyway, there's tens of thousands coming. You think we take out tens of thousands of these? Tens of thousands? One took out an entire military base with our best trained regiment. Okay. All right, let's do this. This is fine. This is going to work out. Anyway.
Hey, man.
Get some more gravel.
You can't have your beefcakes and eat them too. All right. All right.
Just
you
put
want
'em in better
beefcakes
roles.
in movies? You get beefcake activities. Get beefcake dialogue. Okay. You
Just
get a
give me
beefcake plot.
Commando, man. Is it so much to ask for Bloodsport? Is it so much to ask for Commando? Is it so much to ask for Rambo? Like, what? Why? Why do I don't need him fighting a robot from a video game? All right, we're gonna
Here's
give
the
this one a
problem.
popcorn. Go ahead, Josh.
Here's the problem. We need to be funding the arms race more so that we get bigger guns, so that an actor who's strong in muscle can hold the brand new big giant gun in the movie. So if you fund the arms race, you get better gun commando movies. That's how it goes.
You know what he should do? He should just take a Predator drone by himself and throw it into the stratosphere.
Yes. Yes.
So the second film I watched, and I see why this didn't really get a wide release. This was called In the Blink of an Eye, and this was a Fox Searchlight Pictures, and you could tell, again, they are going for artistic, mainly starring Rashida Jones. Oh, gosh. Kate McKinnon also is in this, and I can't remember her husband, but it's the guy from one of Jordan's drunk classics. We got a little bit of a drink link. The one that took place in Oakland. What was that one, Jordan?
Blind Spotting?
Yes, Blind Spot. Yeah. So it's got that actor's in it as well. Not G-Eazy's character, but the other one. And
David Diggs.
What's that?
David Diggs?
Yes, David Diggs.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jordan. So he's in this. And then it's basically trying to highlight that there are things that link us throughout time, even though we don't realize it, that there is meaning in a short life or in a life that is lived and ends. And that is the message trying to send, because somewhere in this, a child creates basically a DNA that doesn't allow humans to age. And it's inferred, you never see it, that this actually ends up destroying the earth. Because if we never die, we
Right.
basically put a major strain on resources. There's a
Oh
reason why
yeah.
life cycles
Yeah.
exist. So because of this, this story is told in 3 timelines: Neanderthalic, the current time where we're at right now on Earth, like our timeline, and then a future timeline where we're searching for a new Earth, or where we're developing a new Earth because we have
Cool.
destroyed our Earth due to this technology that allows for humans to not age. In this, it does make you sad at points, but I don't think that there's a ton here that people are going to want to see, because I don't know, again, that it does a great job of driving home that message. In fact, it's kind of like towards the end, I was like, "Oh, I kind of see what you're trying to do here. Opposites
Mm.
attract. You don't really realize when you're having the time of your life, so live in the moment while you can."
Yeah.
It's a lot of that. And let me see. That's right. He asks a really good quote. David Diggs asks a great quote of Rashida, and he basically goes, "If you're here, are you going to miss being there? And if you're there, are you going to miss being here?" And I was like, that is a great question, because I'm sure that has stopped so many people from doing so many things. Because where are you if that's the case? You just get stuck and you don't make a decision, because both of the
Yes.
end results seem bad.
Fast car.
I'm going to give my review really quick. A story that's woven together, connected through science. That's right. Sorry, MAGA. It's connected through science. It's real. In a time, but overall, it attempts to be too dynamic. The aspects of this story that attempt to produce emotion through love stories and tragedies float around the mark, but they never accurately hit the mark. It begins in the Neanderthalic era and then travels through our time into space. And it breaks down
Mhm.
how through one piece of hardware, all of these eras can be woven together. In this, it's a piece of jewelry. Yes, exactly.
Kate
This,
McKinnon.
it's a piece of jewelry that's given to a daughter. Well, it's given to a wife and then passed down to a daughter in the by the Neanderthals, and it basically corrects the theory that humans wiped out Neanderthals, and says, hey, they actually cohabitated for
Oh, I
thousands
see.
of years and integrated. So we have Neanderthal DNA that still shows up today, things like that. And it's
1/3 of this show is Neanderthal.
so, so we're gonna give this one a popcorn. It just it's not too long. It's about an hour and a half, but overall, it just misses a lot. Like, even the emotion of losing a loved one kind of isn't there. It's got some great actors working their best at a story that is jumbled together. It doesn't deliver what I think
Mm.
they wanted it to deliver. Like I said, it takes about the whole film for you to be like, okay, I see what they're doing here. And to quote Jordan, I don't like it.
I don't like it. No.
It
Let's
sounded
go to
cool.
Josh.
It's a great trailer. I'll tell you something that I liked. The last thing he said to me is a show. I believe it was Netflix. Who cares? Jennifer
It's
Garner.
Apple TV.
Yeah, it's
Apple
all
TV.
owned by it's all one company now.
Yeah. 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 I lost my train of thought. Okay, Jennifer Garner. The last thing he said to me is a show. We saw it. I was with my mom, and she's like, "Oh, I read this book. We should watch the show." And I'm like, "All right, let's watch the show." And so we watched the show, and it kind of gripped us quick. Pretty cool story. So it's a story. Starts off quickly with Jennifer Garner is the stepmom and a new wife, and then Jamie Lannister is the husband, and the little girl from the Spider-Man high school news feeds, the blonde girl,
Yeah.
she's the daughter. The daughter doesn't really like the new stepmom. She's very teenager, very rude, like exceptionally, like the most teenager, kick this kid into traffic, rude. Really hard to like this character, but it's on purpose because she's that age. They say it all the time. Like, my kid's an asshole. They say it all the time.
Yeah.
Ah,
Anyway,
Shit.
right. But Jennifer Garner is like trying to be the new stepmom and trying to, she's not, she actually, it's Pretty cool dynamic in this story. Anyway, early on, all of a sudden, Jamie Lannister's gone. And then on the news, his company's doing some crazy things happening with the company, and Jamie Lannister's gone. And then Jennifer Garner somehow, I forgot how, gets a note, and the note says, "Protect her," inferring the daughter.
Mhm.
And then the story goes, and it gets heavy. They got to run away. They got to do this. There's U.S. Marshals, but there's also FBI, and there's police, and then there's this and that, and we got to figure out, why is the company? Where is he? Why is this? It's a lot of this going on. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool.
Why is Jennifer?
Now, she's a great character. It's not Alias. She's not doing karate. She's just a regular old stepmom who has a great houseboat somewhere in San Francisco. But good story.
$1
It's a really good story. And I finished season 1. I give season 1 a popcorn and 1. However, we just found out there's a season 2. And we started it. Season 2 goes all the way up. They turn the crank up, and it's like, shit.
Those hit 11.
It's 5 years later, and it's like, yeah, here we go. We're going. I can't wait to finish this season. This is cool. The last thing he said to me, Apple TV, Jennifer Garner, get it.
Get it. Really quick, I'm going to rattle off 3 Oscar contenders. Elio is up for Best Animated Feature. Jordan has already reviewed this. This is a cute story of kind of found family, I guess, even though his auntie is his family, but it not fitting in, overcoming tragedy. Disney went into their bag of tricks like, yo, we're not going to show it this time, but this kid's been through some stuff. We're going to verbalize it, though. We're not going to show Bambi's mom getting shot, but we are going to talk about it. And they do. And then it just, once we get to space, however, it kind of goes off the rails for me with Elio. It's a bit much. It's a very young child solving very adult problems and somehow does it with other children. And I'm just not sure that this
It's sci-fi
is
in training.
What's that?
It's weird sci-fi in training.
Yeah.
Right? To train little kids who are going to be future little, sci-fi fans.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
it just, again, it's nominated for Best Animated Film because I don't know that we had a ton of great animated films. The runaway winner is going to be K-pop Demon Hunters. Like it's gonna run away with it. So they needed to throw something else in there. But I don't think any other year that this is Oscar worthy. It's good because the message it's sending with Elio, like the message trying to send, like, fathers, love your sons, don't beat your sons up too bad because they're cool the way they are. Hey, you don't ever know what somebody's going through. Somebody could be going through something really deep and not feel like they fit in and just want to disappear into space. It's hitting a lot of those messages, but it's going to be a popcorn for me with Elio. Elio it's a nice story, but you see what Disney's trying to do here, and it's really just, let's appeal to everything we can and put it in a movie, and that's what Disney does. So popcorn. Next up, The Devil is Busy. And I pose you a question. Hey, all of you hyper religious people, all of you that claim to love your wife and your daughter, why do you hate women?
Dang.
Why do you hate women? Because that's what you do. You hate women. There is a quote in this, and one of the nurses states, I never thought that I would have more rights 25 years ago than my daughter does today. So this is a documentary built around Planned Parenthood and the struggles that these agencies are going through, shot through the lens of a young woman that is trying her best, and she tells her story, and she is a religious woman, and she has a quote in here. Unfortunately, God's word is interpreted to meet the needs of the people interpreting it. You pick out the parts that matter to you and forget about the rest.
Oh.
Yeah, and I'm sitting here and I'm just listening to this, and there's a lot of, like, they're hypocrites, and she's saying, like, they're hypocrites. Like, I know him. He went to jail, and he thinks just because he repented, he could talk to people any way he wants. This is life-saving care that we're delivering. And even one of the doctors says this issue is setting us back so far in women's health because it's a political issue for no reason. The things we would be able to do to save women's lives or to treat women so much better are being held up because of this issue that should not be an issue. And I am sorry, you guys are dicks. Keep your Bibles off their bellies. Like, enough. I don't want to hear it anymore because the second you start talking to me, I'm going to remind you it's none of your damn business. Get a damn life. Go drop to your knees and pray for God to stop it. And when you go broke and you have nothing, ask God for money and see how that works out. Anyway, this is a short documentary covering a woman that opens and runs a Planned Parenthood, unveiling the dangers in her day-to-day, worried about being attacked. She has to check every single door, check the bathroom every day she opens up because she's afraid that one day somebody could have snuck in and wants to do harm to her. It provides perspective in today's world of what it's like to provide necessary services to those in need. Just so you know, Planned Parenthood also helps men, you dicks. Anyway, there's so much here soaked in ignorance, and she is heckled consistently, verbally attacked by individuals that have no idea how brainwashed they truly are. So if you want to see a film that makes you actually want to do something and care about the work that people are trying to do, check out The Devil is Busy. It's a 30-minute short documentary available to you on HBO Max. Finally, third one I'm going to try to get through really quick. This one, I guess I wanted to cry is what happened because Shrinking got me. The most recent episode of Shrinking got me. Then I watched the Devil is Busy, and then I watched
Man.
All the Empty Rooms, another Oscar nominee for short documentary films on Netflix. This film follows a documentarian into the rooms of children that were killed or murdered, to speak bluntly, in school shootings. The statistic given is since 1997, school shootings have risen from a volume of 17 a year to 132 a year, yet we still do nothing, and we still stand on a form of stop trans people as opposed to stop the things that are actually killing and impacting our children, like your dismantling of the education system and your inability to keep guns out of our schools. And they do this by showing these children's room, one of a 9-year-old boy that's littered with Dodgers gear and SpongeBob stuff, but he deserved to die so you could build a ballroom. Anyway, Jordan, what were you going to say?
Oof.
Yeah, I've seen read the synopsis of this. It's come up somewhere, and I was like, oh, I'm not watching that. Yeah, it's maddening, especially being a teacher, and we've recently had to do this new program that the government is implementing, this new awareness PR campaign called Run, Hide, Fight, right? Where they are actually encouraging kids to just run in any direction, just run away from the danger, right? With no thinking, no thought, just run. Don't listen to the adults, just run.
So in an
Basically,
active shooter drill, Jordan, that's actually one of the worst things you can do because you don't know that they have an accomplice outside waiting for people to flee the building.
Exactly. Just like everything, everything is half baked. And then the other thing is fight. And in this video that I show the kids, oh, by the way, I show this video to all my kids and they're laughing the entire time. And the entire time, I'm sorry, I don't know, if this would ever get me in trouble, but I'm pausing it. I'm like, okay, don't do this. Don't do this. Don't do this. Every so often, it's just they grab whatever weapon you can. And they're just pick up a stapler. And you're going to fight. You're going to bring a stapler to a gunfight. Come on. Anyways, yeah.
Dang.
Terrible.
Yeah, overall, this movie gets you very emotional. And what the documentarian does is he travels with his photographer. He's from the news, and they take pictures of all these kids' rooms. And one of them, I mean, it gets you because the father's sitting there, and it's a video of the last video they have of their daughter is one playing with the dog, and the next one is her getting her hair done to go to a daddy-daughter dance and talking about what her wedding's going to be like one day because she's getting her hair done. And she says, "You're going to marry a man like your father, someone that treats you nice like your father?" And he just bursts into tears because they're never going to get that moment with this little girl. They have 2 teddy bears that have her voice in them. So they keep those teddy bears there and they press the paw and it plays this little girl's voice, and that's all they have left. And it rips your heart out, and it rips your heart out more that people are so concerned with things that don't impact us at all, or with politicians trying to put up some distraction to throw in your way, to never focus on what's actually impacting Americans every single day, like not being able to afford food, walking out of a grocery store with one grocery bag that cost them over $100. All right. And let's get back to the more serious issue: the
All of this
inability
stuff,
of states, cities, and a country to keep guns out of schools.
right?
So
All of this stuff is going on, and all the while, these shootings, these school shootings, these nightclub shootings, whatever it is, have continued happening, and we really don't. We talk about them less than we ever have before.
yeah, and the
They
reporter
don't
goes in.
even enter the political discourse at all these days.
Yeah.
It's
The
just routine.
documentarian goes into that. He said it really worries me how quickly we get over these things.
We don't even, yeah, people don't even know about them. Like they happen. Like a bunch of people, and people are just like, "What? There's another one." It's crazy.
Yeah, it's pathetic. Anyway, this is another Popcorn and 3. I hope people keep doing work like this, and I hope we on this show have an opportunity. I'm not standing on a soapbox, so please don't come at me. Neither is Jordan. I'm simply reviewing a film that's put out, and I'm re-emphasizing the message that is behind this, trying to let people know the actual message that these films are trying to get through to you. These are real people with real issues. It's not about your concealed carry license. This is
Come
a
on, two
very real
soapboxes.
thing. Yeah.
2 soapboxes, baby. No, dude, that's all. I'm behind both of you on all that. I say love is the answer, and that's all. That's all there is to it.
Jordan,
Yeah, I watched something you
we go
reviewed
from
last.
that to a review of a movie with a lot of guns.
Yeah, a lot of violence. Very violent. The Bluffs. You reviewed it last week. New Amazon action flick with Priyanka Chopra Jonas and Carl Urban. Right? Who could say no to
Johnny
that?
Cage.
It was cool, man. Like I know you gave it you were pretty rough on this one, and I don't really have much to add because I won't say that you're wrong
I just
necessarily
wanted to
about
see
anything
pirate
you
shit,
said.
man. I just wanted to see
Yeah,
pirate shit.
yeah, it kind of abandons a lot of the piratey kind of stuff pretty fast. It's very surface pirate, right? But what is Carl Urban's accent in this? What is that doing? Is he what? And then just like where it takes place, it's just none of it. It doesn't make sense at all. But look, this was a decent action flick. Like I cannot complain. Like this is just bang bang, blood, stab, punch punch, right? It's
It
I
does
couldn't
have good
ask.
action. I did say that. I did
Yeah.
say just for the action, it's pretty good.
Yeah, it was gritty, tough, beat 'em up, shoot 'em up, blow 'em up action. And I did not have any more or less expectations going into this movie than that. I mean, come on. It's Priyanka Chopra and Carl
Mm,
Urban. Like, was I
mm.
expecting? No, no, right? No. So I give the Bluff a popcorn 1.
Corner 1 for the Bluff. Okay, rattle him off, right? Here I go. Spider-Man. I start off negative already.
Spider-Man!
Spartan Man. Spider-Man, No Way Home. This was the movie that they created simply so they could do the Spider-Man meme on film, as it brings together Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield, and of course, Tom. All right, so we get all of our Spider-Mans in one spot. And is it a good movie? Yes. This is a popcorn and 2 for Spider-Man. We got all the villains we love. We had a super climactic scene. We get Jamie Foxx back, who was in Electric, wink, wink, villain for the Spider-Man series. And we get a true conflict leading into the creation of and necessary realm of the multiverse as far as the next movie. So popcorn and 2 for that. The next movie, Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness. I dropped this now down to a popcorn and 1 from Sam Raimi. I may have given it a popcorn and 1 originally. So I'm starting to catch up to some butter on tops now where I'm at
Mm.
in my little Marvel rewatch before Doomsday comes out. Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness, it was solid. However, it wasn't as good the second time around as it was the first time. The shock and awe moments weren't as shock and awesome as they were in the theater because I was expecting them. However, I will say the Scarlet Witch is an unstoppable villain. I'm sorry, if she ever turned heel fully, she is unbeatable. She will rip the entire Marvel universe to threads. Finally, this one is not a Marvel. Go ahead, Jordan.
No, I didn't have a comment. Yes, she will. I agree with
Yeah,
you there.
she bad. She bad.
The final movie that I'm going to review this week is The Reunion. Now, I'd wanted to see this for a while, and it popped up on the Netflix leaving Netflix soon films, or maybe it was like just arrived. This is a film of a whodunit. It is a whodunit film, pardon me, that takes place at their 10-year high school reunion. And of course, the rich guy has to throw the big party, and madness ensues. One of my
Don't you
favorite
hate when
lines from
madness
this movie
ensues?
was, "You all said I'd never make it. You said I'd not amount to anything, and now I'm standing here in $62 shoes."
Ha.
And that made me laugh really hard for no I just like the delivery was perfect.
Yeah.
It was really perfectly placed. Outside of that, it's silly. It's a popcorn and one for me, but it was fun. I was wrong about who I thought the killer was going to be. I got half of the killers correct. I got 50% correct. I was like, it's definitely
Prove it.
that.
Prove
Yeah,
it.
it's definitely that. But I still
Prove
get an
it.
F. Uh, so so for me, 50%. Also, I want to throw it back to our butter on top. We got a little bit of a drink link, but Jordan didn't watch it. So with The Bride, there is another peel her muffin top back blue scene
Woo!
in this. I was really hoping that Jordan would get to hit that line twice in 2 weeks because it's almost the exact same like destruction as we saw in Scream 7 of the main villain or the main antagonist. That all being said, let's throw it over to Josh for his drunk classic.
Well, you mentioned earlier what was it with the music? They didn't need to be there with the real doll.
Yeah.
This is
Boy.
gonna have some. This is gonna have some music where you're like, you didn't need
Boy.
that,
Boy.
but it's still. You're still gonna like it. You're gonna like it, boys. We're gonna
Okay.
go back. We went from 86 was success. Now we're going to 2006. What is that? 20 years later? 30? I don't know. Math. Idlewild, starring Outkast.
Oh, it's a good movie.
I've never seen it. I've never seen it, but I'm eager. I'm excited.
I
It's
have
gonna
the
be a good
soundtrack.
time, boys.
It's
a good
something that
soundtrack.
when it came out was huge. You know, Outkast was the biggest thing in the world, and I think they just kind of like split, right? And then there's like, oh, this is the last time you're
Yeah,
gonna see
yeah.
Outkast together.
Yeah, because his homie went to do a little acting.
Yeah. So cool.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, let's go
I'm
check it
not a
out.
good
Terrence
one.
Howard, man.
Yeah, this is a good one. This is a good one. We don't have a good one for our butter on top this week, guys. We've got Reminders of Him. It's going to be that teenage heartthrob that your girlfriend makes you watch in the dorm because she fell in love with it while she was in high school, and you absolutely have to see it, and you will have no feelings toward this whatsoever. I am not trying to lead the witness, but most of you know how I feel about having to watch this film. That's right, our butter on top is again Reminders of Him.
You're
Thank
taking
you
me
for
out
joining.
of the ordinary. Yeah, that's the trailer.
Might have a good soundtrack. Well, a poppy soundtrack,
Well,
but
it's got to have something to carry it from a terrible storyline. Anyway, thank you so much for joining us each and every week. We hope to see you at the theater for Reminders of Him. You get the popcorn, and we got the beer.